guys, it's me again, and today I thought I would continue on the field guide to lucid dreaming. Oh, sorry for that noise. And I'm going to read part 1 now, and I'm going to see how long I'll read from the first chapter. But the first chapter is named A New Discovery, so I'm excited to learn what this chapter is about, so I'll just start, okay? It's April the 12th, 1975, in the Department of Psychology at the University of Hull in England. Researcher Keith Hearn is trying desperately to stay awake. He sits alone, monitoring a man named Alan Worsley as he sleeps, watching the monotonous up and down charting of ink on his pulsosomnograph machine. Worsley looks the same as any sleeper does, eyes closed, chest rising and falling. It's almost 8 a.m., and so far there's nothing out of the ordinary about the quiet Saturday morning. But in just a few minutes, something incredible will occur. At this very moment, these two scientists are attempting to make a discovery that will change history. They're trying to prove scientifically an esoteric ability that humans have known about for centuries. We can be consciously awake inside our dreams. An obvious obstacle stands in the way of this would-be breakthrough. How can such strange and ridiculous claim be proven? Worsley has experienced plenty of lucid dreams before. It won't be hard for him to become conscious inside of his own dream. But how does he prove that he's lucid? It's not as if Worsley can bring a camera into the dream world and bring back some Polaroids. To prove such an ability, our researchers will need a way to communicate from the dreaming world back to the waking world. They need some sort of phone line, a way for Worsley to call Hearn and tell him he's dreaming. Since this feat has never been pulled off by modern science, these two men cannot rely on past experiments to figure out how to do it. They are all alone, navigating the uncharted fringes of science. Luckily, Hearn and Worsley have an idea. A few basic scientific facts to help develop their clever theory. You see, while our minds are active during a dream, our physical bodies are turned off. The body is essentially paralyzed when we venture off to the land of naught. The motor neurons in our brains are not stimulated, and the body's muscles are dormant. This is a normal state known as sleep atonia. Fortunately, there are two parts of the body that remain unaffected by the paralysis. The diaphragm, so we can keep breathing, and the eyes. Our hotshot scientist came into the lab that day with a hypothesis. If Worsley moved his eyes back and forth inside the dream world, the physical eyes of his sleeping body would echo the same pattern of his movement. The eyes would be the phone line, a way to communicate between these two worlds. At 8:07 a.m., Worsley finds himself in a dream, aware that he's dreaming and that his physical body's lying unconscious in the waking world. He then carries out specific agreed upon eye patterns left was physically asleep, yet he was aware enough to signal back to the laboratory. He was lucid dreaming. 3 years later, a man named Stephen LaBerge would conduct a similar test at Stanford University without any knowledge of Hearn's experiments. LaBerge completed his doctoral dissertation trying to prove the same thing. Conscious dreaming was not hogwash, but an actual provable experience. Using the same eye signaling technique, he too was successful. More tests were done to confirm the findings, and the news spread. There was not scientific proof of what the ancients had been telling us for centuries. We can be awake in our dreams. And then there's a section that's named Becoming Aware. Becoming aware. Before we talk about the fine subtleties of dream adventures, let's take a step back and ask the obvious question. What exactly is lucid dreaming? A lucid dream is one in which you become aware that you're dreaming. Not to be confused with a very vivid dream. A lucid dream is the present moment realization that you're dreaming, a sudden self-reflective epiphany of, wait a second, I'm dreaming. You may notice that you're in a location that would normally be impossible. Wait, how did I get to Hawaii? Or perhaps you stumble upon something absolutely absurd. Is it an ostrich driving a car? Maybe your trigger has more to do with your past. Wait a second, I'm not in college anymore. This has to be a dream. Typically, lucid dreams are triggered by some sort of inconsistency, something that suddenly causes the